Hey, what's up, guys? It's the Johns here. Today we've got some news from the BBC. This was pretty interesting, actually. I had no idea about this. Seems that there's been a speech that's been cut. So Trump was giving a speech, basically resulting in the organization being accused of making it appear clearer than that he encouraged the U.S. Capitol attack. But they spliced the recording. So let's just take a look at this video real quick here of the recording.
We're going to walk down to the Capitol, and I'll be there with you. And we fight. We fight like hell. And if you don't fight like hell, you're not going to have a country anymore.
Oof.
We're going to walk down to the Capitol, and we're going to cheer on our brave senators and congressmen and women. And we fight. We fight like hell. And if you don't fight like hell, you're not going to have a country anymore.
Yeah. Like, how is this a mistake? So, yeah, the BBC basically says that it was a mistake, and they have a lot of news going out, and they can't, look at it all and whatever, which is just disgusting. Like, this was a malicious intent. To change the narrative of Trump's speech there to fit the more leftist agenda. And really, I was looking up a few laws about it, and it seems that it's all pretty civil when it comes to legality, which I just completely disagree with. Like, these people, Tim Davie and Deborah Turnus, I think that criminal charges should be brought against these two if they're putting out such falsified news. It's more than just defamation. And here's another little clip that I'll show you. This one aged real well.
I have a job to do. Get a grip of the situation. The BBC.
So this is basically Tim Davies, explaining things over the years about certain stories.
Significant mistake, very significant in broadcasting that. We had very experienced individuals who managed a lot of live output over many years, and they read it as harm and offence. They put warnings up, but they didn't pull the string. One of the things I find most demanding, I'm not looking for sympathy here, but is attribution of intent from our side. You are clearly pandering to that lobby. I'm going to be blunt, it's nonsense.
And you can tell just by his accent that he's never, lived in the immigrated populations of England. He's grown up in gated communities. He's gone to private boarding schools. You can just hear the way that he speaks. Like, it's such a self-report in Britain. Like, I'm sorry, it just really is. If you speak like this, you just know what kind of upbringing that you had. And I'm not saying that maybe your teenage years you drifted away from home and, you might have had a harder life, but I'm just saying the first probably 12 to 15 years of your life were very easy, very sheltered, and you've always had mum and dad sort of buying your way through. And unfortunately, like, he needs to have personal accountability for this. I think he needs to go to jail. Personally, I would think that more extreme than that, but really he needs to be put on trial here for something else. We need to change these media laws, more than just defamation. If you're putting out untruths and you're falsifying information knowingly, it's got to be more than just civil, guys. Like, we've got to change this. We've got to hold these media companies more accountable.
We are trying to do journalistically our job.
Frankly, it was a serious racist term, which, does not, get to be acceptable in any way, shape or form. The BBC's reputation is held by everyone. And when someone makes a mistake, it costs us.
There will be a degree of competitiveness, hard work, and a will to do well. That's part of what makes this show. But there are limits, and the line should never be crossed. We will never tolerate unacceptable behaviour of any kind.
The primary thoughts here are always for victims of these terrible situations.
So why not just sack him?
Because, quite simply, the police came to us and said, look, we need to do our work in total confidence. We've arrested please keep this confidential. And at that point, I think the principle is clear in my mind.
So he's just talking out of his ass, and really this just needs to stop. So, you know, Trump in fine fashion, like, you know, if you're going to take a shot at the king, you better make sure you hit it. And unfortunately they haven't, so there's a $1 billion lawsuit being threatened over it. And, you know, like, this would completely crush the BBC, and, you know, it's probably going to be tied up in the courts for decades, probably beyond Trump after he passes away, like he's 85 now. My final thought would be that we need to change the laws around these media, anyone really, like, and look, I'm not saying if you unintentionally, if you don't get all the facts, blah, blah, but this is the BBC. And you think that before you send something out, yeah, like, this isn't even like a mistake, right? This has been spliced, this is intentional to change the narrative. And this kind of thing, I think, should be absolutely punished on a personal level. So I think, what's his name? Tim Davey, and I don't know who this Deborah Turnus woman is, but they've obviously both resigned after it. And yeah, they just need to be held personally accountable for what's been done, because think about all the other lies, mistruths that they've told over the years. So we all know that the media is full of shit, you know, just as a baseline, but this sort of just goes beyond that, right? And this is why I would advocate for, yeah, much stronger personal penalties that aren't civil, you know, criminal charges being brought against these individuals, and jail time being brought. So yeah, anyway, if you like the video, leave a comment. I do reply to all the comments, trying to get the channel off the ground, so if you could like and subscribe, that'd be great. And thanks very much for listening, guys. So I'll see you in the next one.